Welcome to this new how-to. In this how-to we're gonna look at how we can program the flight plan in a Cessna 172 manually. Keep in mind this is not the Cessna 172 GS1000. This is the normal Cessna 172 and you will see the difference in a few minutes. So currently the airplane is located at the Rotterdam Airport and the plan is to move to fly to Oostende, Brugge Airport in Belgium. As you can see, the aircraft has already been started and these are the systems. And the funny thing is that this aircraft has two navigation systems. One is the GNS 530 and one is the GNS 430, which you might remember from previous videos. For this video we will focus on this one, on the top unit. It has the same buttons as the bottom or as the unit on the bottom, so that is I would say a huge advantage. There is however one additional thing, and that's the VNav page for the vertical navigation. So let's start and program our flight. So we're gonna go to FPL, then we're gonna use this button, and as you can see it consists of three I would say parts. It's a large part, the smaller part, and a part which you can push, and as soon as we push the button it will activate the cursor, and then we can start scrolling using the small part or the small knob, and then use the large knob to move one position. And the first position we're gonna add is the existing airport, which is a Rotterdam Airport, which is Echo Hotel Romeo Delta. Romeo Delta. Oh. And then we're gonna press enter. But before doing that, you see that the data has been loaded already. So it loads the waypoint information from the waypoint we just entered. Once we're happy, we just press the enter key. Then we move one position and we're gonna switch the knob again. So the next one is called COA. That's Charlie Oscar. Charlie Oscar. Oh, to the correct position. And then Alpha. Oh, a little bit too fast. And then we hit enter again. And here it says, okay, from which country do you want to select the waypoint? Well, in this case, we want to fly to Belgium, which has the letters Echo Bravo as the country code. So we're going to select the top one. And now you will see that it displays the cumulative distance and the total distance. So the total distance is a little bit more than 45 miles. And the cumulative distance is 45 miles exactly. And then we're gonna go to the last position because there are not more waypoints in between. And we're gonna move or set the flight to EBOS, which is the Oostende Brugge Airport. Oh. Bravo Oscar. And there's the last one. Chira. You can see it already recognized the airport, and then we're gonna just press enter, and now we configured the flight plan, right? So if we move away or switch off this option, it will show the map, and you can change the range here. So you can zoom out or zoom in, I should say. Or zoom out, and as you can see it's a straight flight via COA to EBOS. But that's not always what you want, right? In some cases you want to really use the SIDs and the STARs. So the SIDs, the instrumental departure, that's the first thing we're gonna look at, and how you can do that is by using the proc button. Once there, we press the button again and then move down and then press select departure. In this case it automatically populates the departure with, in this case, ND1A, which is Andijk, right? all the departures are using a waypoint, and the last few letters of the departure is the last waypoint from the SID route. In this case it says runway 06, but I know from listening to the ATIS that runway 24 is the active one, so we need to select a different one. So we're gonna press enter, and then we're gonna scroll down. Since I regularly fly from Rotterdam Airport, I also know that the next one, Arnhem 2A, stands for Arnhem, which is in the eastern part of the Netherlands, which is also not suitable. But then we've got the cost 1A and 1B, and those are the ones which we need to use, and I will show you in a few minutes why. So we're going to select cost A, but as you can see the runway is still set to runway 6, so we need to change the departure and then set it to B, and as soon as we did that you can see that it changed the runway to runway 24. Once done, we press load, and then when we look at the flight plan you can see that the SID route has been added to our flight plan, right? So if we would scroll down, you would see the Echo Hotels, then you see COA, and then you can see en route EBOS, which is correct, because if we now would open the VFR map, you would see that instead of trying flight to the COA waypoint, we're making, I would say, a little bit of a diversion and then fly directly to COA. So that's cool. So let's hide the VFR map for now. The same thing can be done for the approach. And to do that, you can select the option select approach and then hit enter again. Then you can select from the list of approaches, you can select the approach you are assigned to. So you can see multiple ones in this case, both ILS, localizers, NDBs, but also the airnavs. So for now we select ILS 26 because that's the most optimal, I would say, runway which we can select when flying from the Netherlands. So we're gonna press enter, and then we're gonna look at the transition. Transition, there's not much to choose, there's only one, so it's ONO, and then it's really important that you select load. So don't choose activate, but choose load. And the reason why is if you select activate, then we'll directly activate that star route, which is not, I would say, correct, because we're still standing on ground in Rotterdam Airport. So we're gonna press load, and then when we go back to FPL and go to the list, you will see that it has added approach ILS 26, and then it has added multiple waypoints in here. So if we would open the VFR map, you can see that it has now, when we arrive at COA, we will make a diversion over the sea, then fly to ONO, then to USR, then to CF26, then back to ONO, then to OO, and then finally to EBOS, and then we're gonna land on runway 26. And that's one of the things which I sometimes miss in Flight Simulator, is that you sometimes can't zoom in very closely on the airport and directly show the data or show the runways. For example, if I would do the same thing here for Rotterdam. You're able to see the runway names, right? So runway 06 is here and runway 24 is at the other end. Although hard to say because now there's a line in front of it. So that's one option. So the other option is to use the set direct course 2. And the set direct course 2 works almost the same. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna we can move the cursor, and then for example if we would go to EBOS, EB Oscar Sierra, and then press enter and then say activate. It will set a straight flight directly to EBOS, so that's also an option. So keep in mind that it removes the complete flight which we previously configured. So what if we now want to get rid of this list? Well, that's really easy. You're gonna activate the button here. Come on. then go to the waypoint you want to delete and then press the clear button. And now you can do the same thing here. And then it has removed the entire flight plan, and you could decide to configure the flight plan manually. As already mentioned, the VNAV page is here, but as far as I know, there's not much being shown here. As you can see, you can press it 10 times, but it doesn't show anything. The navigation page has 3 pages, and you can also move to them by using the FMS key. So you can go to the blank page, you can go to the, let's say, chart with the details of the waypoints, or you can go to a different view like this. Nice thing is that if you configure the VFR or the flight plan here, it's automatically being added to the bottom part, and it's also being updated, right? So if you, for example, pass one of the waypoints, it automatically updates it to the next waypoint. So pretty cool, pretty nice system, really easy to use. Not sure why it has 2 systems, probably it's for redundancy purposes. If somebody knows it, don't forget to post the answer, or don't forget to answer my question, because I'm really wondering why this aircraft both has a GNS 530 and 430 in it. This was the how-to. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. If you've got questions or comments, then please post them below the video using the comment box. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.